Twerk your fast ass, girl, you bound bag that. I know you bag that, you like to get to the bag back. Yeah. Twerk your fast ass, girl, you bound bag that. I know you bag that, you like to get to the bag back. Yeah. Twerk your fast ass, girl, you bound bag that. I know you bag that, you like to get to the bag back.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hold on, let me put this earring on. I don't want to have bald-headed ears, okay? I don't want y'all to call me no bald-headed ski jumper. Okay, got the earrings on. I'm right here. Ooh, hold on. Is this... Okay. Chat, we're just gonna flatten it out because it's not... Okay, hi, hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new here and you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share it with your people. If you're not new here and you don't like the content, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share it with your people. Hold on. I had a little rush, okay? Want to start this on time. If you're new here and you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new here, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. I'm telling you now, somebody likes me. Okay, if you need a way to contact me for business, you don't follow me on social media, you need to take a look at my Amazon storefront. If there's something on there you like, whenever the mods get in here, they will be circulating it around in the chat. The live chat is also linked in the description box down below, as well as my Amazon wish list. On my wish list are things that are needed for the channel. So if you want to get me something off of there, it's in the description box down below as well. How to donate to the channel. In the description box down below will be circulating around the live chat. And it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you want to get merch is linked in the description box down below. Will be circulating in the live chat, and it is linked on the channel store. So if you want to see an expanded look on, what type of merch I have for this channel for y'all the ranters, it is linked in the description box down below. If you want to take a look, just like a quick look at the merch, go to the merch store that is on the channel. I feel like that's just like the little, my intro and all that stuff. Game night. Don't forget about game night. Girl, get comfortable. We about to do some things we never done before. Okay? Listen, okay? Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the Ciroc. Hey, blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the goose that's got you feeling. Listen, Jamie Foxx has been chosen to be the topic of game night this week. Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, let's be clear on something. Let's keep it cute. I'm doing good enough to remember Eastern, Pacific, and Standard, which is, Central, which is my time zone. Anything like Mountain or anything else, I don't know that. Now, if y'all want me to learn that, I will. But I don't know them. I don't know them other time zones. I know Central, Eastern, and Pacific. I'm doing real good to remember all three of them. I am. But Jamie Foxx this week, while I'm sitting here, let me go ahead. It's not gonna have no thumbnail, but let me go ahead and set that up, okay? While we sitting here, I might as well go ahead and set that up as we're waiting for more people to come into the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Kenny! We got Kenny in the building. Kenny, it's been a month of Sundays. We ain't seen you. How you doing? You know what, Kenny? I remember you in school, how you doing? How are your classes? How your mama and them? What's going on? How you feeling? Child, we ain't seen Kenny over here in a minute. Kenny, it's good to see you back over here, okay? Now, Kenny, I hope I'll be seeing you for game night. Now, Jamie Foxx we doing music, okay? And if you want to see somebody be chosen, just put it in the description box, and not description box, put it in the chat. But hey, Kenny, now What was I doing before Kenny came up in here and saying hello and surprising the hell out of me? That's right, that's right, that's right. Setting up the Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx. Okay. Scheduled for later Wednesday, that's the 18th, 7:15 p.m. Boom, it's scheduled. You know what, Kenny? I would agree. You would be tired, okay? You just been out here doing the school thing. But yes, okay. In the what is it? I've set up game night, Jamie Foxx. It is happening Wednesday. One of the mods can go and get the link and circulate it. Okay. Listen, we love to see you. Okay, just pop in, say hello. Do whatever you do. Hey, Mace. Okay, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's coming in. As more people are coming in, say hello, greet everybody. Like I said, game night is now set up. The live is up. What is it? I set up the live. The live is up. The live is up. Jamie Foxx. 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time for the people on the East Coast, and 5:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the people out west. Now, like I told y'all before, I'm doing good just to know Central, Pacific, and Eastern. Anything else, I don't know. Okay, I don't know them people. Okay, but listen, we is here. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Also the title. Jada Pinkett Smith. Is she a supervillain or is she misunderstood? Now we're gonna go through some things and I'm gonna give my 1-2 on it. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves in the chat. All the mods, do your mod duties, okay? Like I said, whether you like the video or you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it really don't matter to me. You're getting me in the algorithm, and I truly, truly appreciate it. But let's get into this. So, the conversation on if Jada is a supervillain or misunderstood has, it goes all the way back to when a certain, R&B singer, circa 2012, decided to get on an interview and let the world know that him and Jada had a little situationship, or as she called it, down to the red table talk, an entanglement. That's where all this started. Because before we didn't really know anything about, the Smith family, the Smiths as a married couple, we didn't really know a lot about them unless they told us certain things. We only knew what we saw when it came to their children. Other than that, we didn't know nothing about their marriage. We didn't know what was going on with them. We didn't know nothing about nobody being separated or nobody having, relationships, but they still married. They being separated but living in the same house, because it's not even a house, and it's an estate. So there's, everybody got a wing. You got a wing. I got a wing. The kids got a wing. Jada mama got a wing. Everybody got a wing in the house. If we got pets, the pets got a wing. We didn't know nothing about these people's relationship. Nobody knew, but everybody wanted to know. Like I said, we knew nothing about their relationship, but everybody wanted to know because a lot of people, found them elusive, found them mysterious, was always wondered about them. There's that. And then they were held to what people thought was the epitome of what Black love should be. Yes, this is Black love. This is what it should be. And then y'all know everybody hopes and dreams and wishes and, I wish I may, I wish I might on the Star I See Tonight got boom, blown up when August decided to, open his mouth on an interview to talk too much, because he talked too much, okay? He talked too much. We don't need to know what's going on in your bedroom, just like we didn't need to know what was going on in the people's bedroom. He talked too much, opens his mouth to promote out. Now, I don't know if the album did anything. I don't know if it charted. I don't know if it went great with streaming. I don't know what the album did, because I haven't listened to August Alsina since circa 2012. Haven't listened to him since circa 2012. So we get brought into that relationship because August decides, I'm going to unhinge, I'm going to unlock my jaw, I'm going to open my mouth, and I'm going to say what's going on. Then Jada and Will get on Red Table Talk, talk about it. And then it trickles down into, Jada's horrible. She's keeping Will hostage. She's ruining black families. She's destroying black love. She's so mean to him. She treats him so bad. I can't believe she cheated on him. I can't believe she did this. She's this. She's that. She's trending every week. Ever so often since that moment has happened, up until that slap happened, but we're going to get to that. Jada was trending. Now, I felt like for the people who didn't sit down and watch the Red Table Talk conversation that Jada and Will had with Willow and Jada's mother, and heard everything that was going on and what they were saying, for those who didn't have their listening ears on and their thinking caps on, listening ears open and mouth shut, they didn't hear what was being said, as in those people. Will knew about August. Will also gave his okay for her relationship with August and that they were separated. And Will was doing what, he was out here dipping in and doing it and doing whatever he wanted to do, and so was she. So I guess the people didn't hear that. Yeah, I don't think they heard that, because if they heard that on the Red Table Talk, we still wouldn't be talking about it now. But the people always want something to talk about. So then we get to the slap. Now I do have, my points I want to hit in this live today. So let's get into it. Now don't forget to like the video, share it with your people, let the people know I'm live and talking about this conversation. Let the people know I'm live, okay? So everything, kind of died down with, Jada and Will, okay, not Jada and Will, Jada. Will does King Richard, and now they're on, now he's on, the press tour for the movie, and they're hitting red carpets together, and, there's little sprinklings and inklings of people saying things, but then we get to Oscar night. To the slap heard around the world, and personally I feel no way about that slap, and I really, people were like, oh my god, he's so violent, and he could have did this, and what would have happened if he would have hit this person? And it's just he hit one person, one person got looked back in, okay, it's one person and one person only, and his eyes was on that one person who was on that stage talking all that mess. It was one person. So, if we talk about the Jada aspect, and a lot of people, including myself, thought, hello, First Lady Feisty, hello. If we're talking about the slap aspect, and many people thought the slap was about Jada, I did. Let's talk about that from that standpoint. I always thought the slap was about Jada for the simple fact that, going back and doing my research and doing my history, and also All Rise Must Unite Court will be back Thursday, and we've already taken Chris Rock to trial, and Jada will be on trial too. But let's be clear, I'm saying it now, I'm on the side of the defense, okay? I'm on Jada's defense. I'm not on the side of the prosecution. If we talk about the slap in the aspect of, a lot of people thought the slap was about Jada, then if you did your research, or if you listened to the people who did their research and gave you a timetable and a timeline, the slap was 25 years in the making. If we're talking about just specifically, if the slap was specifically only about Jada, that slap was 25 years in the making, because this was not the first time Chris Rock has said something about Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett, at the time before she became a Smith, it started on his show, his talk show he had on HBO, when she did the Million Women March, and he said that was just an excuse for women to go shopping, and that's where we get the line, women be shopping. So being disrespectful to her in that aspect, as she's, trying to do it for the girls. Over the years, he's made comments about her. We didn't know then, but now we know now that in about 2020, 2012, 2013 era, when there were rumors of Will and Jada divorcing, not separating. Now we know they're separated, but they also said they were separated on Red Table Talk. During like 2012, 2013, circa that time, when there were rumors circulating about them divorcing, um, you know, oh boy, he got on, hey Jada, yeah, I heard you and Will, that y'all was divorcing, and I wanted to know if you want to go out on a date with me. Now Chris, I don't know where you heard that from. We are not divorcing. Those are definitely rumors, and no, I will not go on a date with you. Well, okay, whenever y'all divorce, you give me a call. Okay, you can call on Chris Rock. Okay, you can call me. Okay, you can. If you need a shoulder to cry on or anything else, you can call me. That's how that conversation went. Okay, he called and asked her on a date because he thought her and her husband was divorcing. Even though they're separated, he thought they were divorcing him. Thought this was his time to go ahead and ask her on a date. Because let's take it all the way back to the 90s, baby. He's always had a crush on that woman, and he's always wanted to be something with her, in my opinion, allegedly, because they went on a date way, 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 way back in the day when he was looking like Pookie. They did, and that date didn't go nowhere. That date didn't go nowhere. You know what this gives? You know what this gives when you go on a date with a man and it's really not hitting on nothing, and then they turn around and they see you with somebody that's just like, really, you choose, like, really not me. It's giving that whole Pierce Morgan, Megan, what's that lady name? Megan and Harry. It's giving that situation. Pierce thought it was a date when she was really trying to promote her show, and then next thing you know, she and Harry is dating and then get married, and he felt the way about it, and he always was very upset about that situation. That's what it gets. So we got the date that it happened, but it really wasn't hitting on nothing. Then the women be shopping, and then the slick slide comments over the years that now that I know what I know now about and I need that book. If y'all get the link circulating, mods, if you get the link circulating from Will's book and the little excerpts that I've heard, him checking Chris in private, because you're trying my wife, you're trying me, you're trying my marriage, being checked. It's the ego and the pride. So when we get back to current time, this is not the first time Chris Rock has said something about this woman at the Oscars. When he hosted the Oscars and Oscars So White was trending, and that was a thing, and Jada had her own comments about it, he decided he was going to make jokes about her, basically saying, well, she was never going to be on the Oscar stage anyway, or was she even invited, stuff like that. Then when we get to the Oscars of 2023, 2022, I don't care. I don't care what year it was. I really don't. Whatever Oscars it was where the slap happened, you're not hosting the show. You're just a presenter. You decide to go against the script and what was actually on the teleprompter, and you decide to make a joke because Will and Jada are sitting in the front row, and at this point, Jada does not have, she's rocking the bald head due to her alopecia. Hello, PBE. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Hello, good evening. Jada is rocking her bald head, alopecia. We know all these things. He decides to make a G.I. Jane comment about her. Now, that comment and that comment alone is very disrespectful because G.I. Jane was never, ever, ever a compliment to any woman. And for the people back then and for the people now who wanted to say that, oh, yeah, that G.I. Jane is a compliment, it's never been a compliment. It's always been a way to take a dig at someone's sexuality. Now, listen, me as a proud member of the LGBTQ community, I don't feel like, I would feel a way that you were talking about my appearance to take a dig at my sexuality because you don't know what my sexuality is. And just because I look a certain way doesn't mean you could put me in a box, or you could try to define me by my appearance. But the G.I. Jane comment has always been a way to try to define women by their appearance and try to put them in a box that you feel like they so rightfully deserve to be in, whether it's because they, dissed and dismissed you, or, they didn't want nothing to do with you, so they brushed you off. And there's whole other conversation we could have about that type of situation. They weren't giving you the time of day, or you really are a low vibrational, man-hating, the He-Man Woman Haters Club, you're a proud carrying member of them, and you decided, yeah, she looks like that, so that's how I feel. It's never been a compliment. So standing in front of those two people as they're sitting down on the stage, and you're standing above them, as in you have some type of power in that moment, and you make that comment, and you think it's supposed to be funny, and nobody really laughs at it because nobody really did. Yeah, see, PBE's right. It's a lot like you trying to call girls butch, okay? So you standing over them making this comment, and it's trying to give I just sunned you in front of a room full of Caucasian people, and you're just gonna have to take it. Somebody's pride and somebody's ego got the best of them, and they got up from their seat, did a little walk. Listen, I would have added a little swag on that walk as I walked to the stage. You look, my hand is strong, and boop, you got slapped. And then I would have been doing the bank head bounce all the way down the stairs back to my seat. And as that man got back to his seat, he said, and I quote, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." He said that. Now, Jada, just like the rest of us, because we worked Jada back into this, because that's why people thought it was about Jada, and really it was about Will's pride and his ego. And now if y'all want to know about his pride and his ego, mods, get the link circulating. Y'all go get his book. I do have it on my Amazon storefront, in the Brown Sugar Book Chronicles, started by the First Lady Too Feisty. If you want to go look, that book is up there, as well as Jada's book. Y'all can go get it. I get my little commission off of it. Hello. Go and get your book and read about each one of them, because guaranteed they both going to come together and write a book and going to put it out. And guess what? The people going to eat it up. Ranting, that's something I hate, for us to feel like we have to show out on each other for you. But that's the thing. That man, Chris Rock, has always, listen, he let his friends say, the N-word with the hard R around him, okay? So, he loves to show out for the male monsters. Now, go and get a copy of Will and Jada's book. Y'all read it. It's also on my wish list as well. If y'all want to get it for me, go ahead so I can read it too. We can have a whole book club up in here. Hello. Well, honestly, the Brown Sugar Book Chronicles is where you need to be for that, that book's discussion, okay? And y'all know eventually they're going to write a book together, and guess what? I'm going to get me that one too, because I support Black people. Yes, please, please follow Pretty Brown Eyes. Now, where was I? Yes. If you want to know how his pride and his ego worked into why he felt the need to go up there and slap that man, go ahead and get the books. Click my link, get the book. So we get back to, everybody thought this was a skit. That little that happened, it was very quick. The hand is strong. Everybody. I never had a problem with the slap. The reason why everybody thought that the slap was a skit, everybody thought the slap was a skit. Nobody on this planet can say that slap, they didn't think that slap was a skit, because I remember where I was when the slap happened. I was I told y'all, this is my bedroom, this is my office, this is my studio, this is where I do make sure everything is sanitized so I could, get everything together for my lip gloss business. This is where I edit. This is where I take pictures. This is where, I'm putting stuff together. This is my my hair room, my makeup room. This is my chill space. This is where I chill out and watch TV. This is everything. Okay, this is a one room and it does many things. I was in here playing Among Us with a few people that I met on Twitch, and we're all talking, and it's like, oh my God, Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock. We all think it's a skit because by the time we see it, the TV, like when the TV replays it, they've already edited out the cuss words. No, we listening to it on the UK, baby, them curse words were all up in there. It's like, is it a skit? Is it not a skit? Oh, is it a skit? Is it not a skit? And it's just like, oh my God, he really did slap him. And Jada herself thought it was a skit until he got back to his seat and said, keep my, like he cursing and, you know, doing what he did, and said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And she was like, oh no, this serious. And that's how we all felt. Cause y'all, we was like, hold on, wait a minute. It's a skit. This is a skit. Child, quit playing with us. Will Smith don't slap nobody unless it's in a movie. Oh no, this is real. This is real. And then, you know, certain people felt the way about it and they respectively got ate up. I never felt like the slap wasn't deserved because it was. So, you know, now we're in current time and people are like, she's in it as a skit. She would say that now, like really going in on this woman. And it's just like, y'all not going to act like y'all didn't think this was like that slap was a skit. Everybody all around the world and I can't find my baby thought that was a skit until he was sitting in his seat, finger pointing, keep my wife's name out your mouth, and you know, doing like you would do. And rightfully so, he would defend his wife. Y'all thought she was a supervillain for that moment. Oh, she told him to go do that. She told him to go do this. And it's really like, why would she tell him to get up there and slap that man? Why would she do that? Why would she tell him to go slap that man? Make that make sense to anybody up in here. Anybody watching this on the playback, anybody up in your home, to your pets, to your mama, to your grandma, to your friends, to your cousins, to your aunties, your play cousins, to the bum on the street. Make that make sense. Why was she at an award show where she looking good, you know, feeling good, sitting there enjoying, you know, the festivities? Her friend and went up there and did a few jokes. Regina Hall was up there doing a few jokes. Everybody having a good time. Why would she tell her husband to go up there and slap another person on national television? Live. Why would she do that? Because I want y'all to make that make sense in y'all minds. Why would she, and I mean actually put on your thinking caps, put on your listening ears, and try to work that out in your mind. Why would she tell him to go do that? And why would he listen to her to go slap him? We all have control over, we all have autonomy over ourselves. If I wanted to get up and just destroy my entire room, that's because I decided to do that. Not because somebody told me to do so, because I decided to do that. If I wanted to get up here and cuss out every single person who has ever done me wrong in life, that's because I wanted to do it, not because somebody told me to. She didn't tell him to go do that. He did it himself, and he had autonomy over himself to go up, get up. First of all, it's not like he just got up and just went up there. He got up out his seat, okay, fixed his suit, walked to the stairs, walked up the stairs, walked over to that man and slapped him, did a quick turnaround and walked back down, okay? Like he was runway modeling it out here, and went back to his seat and proceeded to cuss that man out to high hell to tell him to keep his wife's name out his mouth. Then when the commercial break came over, everybody rushed over there and checked on him, and Chris Rock was like, why are they checking on him? And then he proceeded to win his Oscar for the night, go up there, say his acceptance speech, and then go party like it's 1999 with that Oscar with everybody else who won an Oscar or who was, awarded an Oscar, while all y'all was doing think pieces all over the social media world, okay? He had autonomy over himself. And in that moment, he decided to do that. You can't blame her for that. So y'all calling her a supervillain off of that, I'm just going to have to knock that out the way. That don't make her a supervillain. That make her a wife that's just like, that's been defended, but it's just like, now why would you go and do that? You know these people gonna have a problem with me. Really? The whole entanglement with August and, him unhinging his, unlocking his mouth, unhinging his jaw, and just speaking. Like I said, they sat down, they had a conversation about it on Red Table Talk. He knew about August. She knows about, what he got going on the side. The only difference is his women, or whoever, I don't know, whoever he dealing with knows how to shut up. They don't talk. They don't come out here and be speaking on what they be doing. Okay, because grown folks know how to handle grown folk business. The only mistake she made was, August, because he talked too much and he needed something to promote that album. That's the only mistake she made in choosing August as someone to, but he knew about August. They had a conversation about it, like grown adults do. He knew about August. They had a conversation about it. Permission was given. I don't know why you need permission when you out here dipping and doing it, but okay. So it's just like, if he doing his thing and she go and do her thing, and everybody knows what everybody is doing, because we got to keep it open and honest communication, because we don't need no STDs, no side babies, nobody sitting up here trying to expose nobody causing no issues. We open and honest communication. I'm confused on how she's the supervillain in that, because y'all all like to talk about, oh, well, she was with August and she did this and she did that, but y'all forget the part where he said that he was in his bag too. He was doing what he wanted to do too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay? What you do, I'm going to do too. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Thank you for showing love. I appreciate it. I do. Okay? So that for y'all qualifies her as a supervillain. I'm going to have to go ahead and knock that out the way too. I wish I had a tennis racket so I could just be, or a fly swatter, so I'd be knocking all this stuff out of the way. So the situation with August, y'all feel like she was a supervillain that way. I'm going to have to knock that out the way, because that's not the case. Like, everybody knew what was going on. They had full, open, and honest communication about that, communicating like real adults do, communicating in a way that works for their relationship and what it was at the time. Everybody would, the truth was on the table. Everything was laid out on the table. Everybody knew. So that does not make her a supervillain that way, as y'all like to, consider her. Then we got the whole slap. He had autonomy over himself, and he decided to do what he was going to do when he got up there and slapped that man. Now, do I feel bad about the slap? No. Do I care that he slapped Chris Rock? Absolutely not. Do I feel bad for Chris Rock getting slapped? Hell no. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Honestly, probably thought he would have slapped him again, but he only did it once. I feel like that once should have got the point across. Except the man decided to go to Jada City and make jokes about her. And y'all just like, hi, and it's just like, child, that wasn't funny. So that slap don't make her a supervillain, because she, just like the rest of us, thought it was a skit until he got to his seat and he was, hooping and hollering and raising his voice. So now, y'all are pissed off at Miss Jada Pinkett Smith. I've always known her as Jada Pinkett Smith. Before that, I knew her as Jada Pinkett when she was Lena James in Miss Peaches. Sure did. Now, y'all are upset with her because she did an interview, and she let it be known, because she was talking about her book, like most people do when they are writing memoirs. They start to take a look back on their life, and they start to relive these moments, and they start to think about the things that they did, and sometimes they get transported back to those times, and you now have to think about, in the space you're in now, in the time you're in now, in the age you're in now, and the lessons you've learned along the way. You think with the current mind you have back to the past and what that really looked like, you'll start to have some revelations. And that's what she was doing. She wrote her book. She wrote her memoir. She's talking about her life. She's talking about her truth and the things that have happened in her life and the moments with the different people. And y'all got a problem with that. And it's just like, y'all got a problem with her writing a book. And I guess y'all got to have a problem with him writing a book and Kerry Washington writing a book. And I'm going to write me a book. And, it's a whole bunch of people with memoirs and autobiographies. And people that wrote biographies about people. A lot of people that wrote books. A lot of people have written books about themselves. And when you're writing a book about yourself, once again, you start going through your entire life from the first memory you have, wherever you want to start, whether that's starting from, what your home life was like, whether they're starting from a space of, I remember this, and then continuing. She wrote a book. She's going through her life. Obviously, she's going to talk about it, and y'all are doing wonders for her publicist, and y'all about to do wonders for these book sales. Keep that link circulating. Go ahead and get the book if you want to read it, and, hate on Jada some more. Hate on me, hater, now or later, because, she going to do her. You're writing a book. Y'all got a problem with her writing a book and revealing that the fact that they've been separated for 7 years. However, it proves to me, while y'all doing all this caping and faking and booty shaking on the behalf of Will Smith, even though he don't need y'all to do none of that because he's a grown man and he can advocate for himself, okay? Even though y'all think he's just the, baby bird who fell out the nest, who mama came and picked him up, and he just needs saving and being nursed back to health, even though that is not the case. Y'all have yet to read his book, which is also on my Amazon storefront. Go get you a copy of that book. Both books are currently on sale if you want to get them. He said in his book, Will is already written, okay? He said in his book that they were separated. His book. Ben said that. That's been a thing. Said that on Red Table Talk. Been a thing. So when she says on an interview, as she's doing an interview for the book that she wrote, that they have been separated for 7 years, y'all are like, oh, God, you need to leave. Y'all acting like this some new information. I said, there's nothing new. They've been separated. I been knew that. I knew that when August opened his big mouth. I knew that. Why? Because it said now, like grown adults had a conversation with it, even though they didn't need to have a conversation. They still sat down and had a conversation because open and honest communication. And, it was like, at some point, we're going to have to talk about this because, these people are still, she did this and she did that. And oh my God, I can't believe she broke his heart. All that. They said they were separated, but nobody was leaving the estate. They were still married. Why would I leave my estate? We got a west wing, an east wing, a north wing, and a south wing. I go one of these wings and live out my best life, okay? Fun fact, in my city, there's this big house and it has an east wing and a west wing. And there's I don't know if they're still, living there, but there were these two lawyers that were married. They moved in. It's an estate. When I say it's a nice estate, it's an estate. And when they divorced, they didn't separate. These people divorced. Neither one of them wanted to move out. So one took the west wing, one took the east wing, and they gonna leave it just like that. Okay, boom. I really gotta see you, okay? They said they were separated. Y'all here's what I think the situation was. They told y'all on Red Table Talk they were separated. I think y'all thought they had gotten back to, separation wasn't a thing anymore, that they were, living as a married couple and all that stuff. And it's just like, no, they still separated. They still separated. Now, she says currently, they are trying to, as I pull it up, because certain people love... Listen, we're going to get to it. Jada said there's no finding. She clarified that her and Will are working to reconcile. And the quote is, there's no finding another great love. And I think that's the point. We're working very hard at bringing our relationship together back to a life partnership, which is really what she wanted in the first place, for them to be life partners. But for y'all to have more information about that, y'all need to go read that book. So he said in his book they were separated. She said in her book they were separated. So boom, knocked out the way. She can't be a supervillain for that, because that's been stated more than once, and more by him than her. Also, y'all want to talk about how, like, first of all, you can have a perception of this woman and not like her based off your perception, but don't you ever, ever in your life come for her about her career, calling her a mediocre actress. He said in his book, Will said in his book, that she put her career on the back burner for him so he could succeed. She just now she's been acting over the years, but we're starting to see her ramp up with it. She would take a few projects here and there, but not as extensive and not as many as she has in the past few years. He said she put her career on the back burner for his career to succeed. So I'm trying to figure out how she's a mediocre actress and she has multiple quotable roles. She has multiple iconic roles. Stoney, Set It Off, Peaches, Low Down Dirty Shame, Lena James, A Different World. Next to, if you ask somebody about A Different World, next to Whitley and Dwayne, the next notable face, even though we all know Freddie, okay, Cree Summer, we all know Ron, we all know Jaleesa, we all know Kim, is Lena James, which is Jada Pinkett Smith. She's been in multiple movies. Baby, the ink well, okay? Multiple roles, multiple quotable characters. So don't ever come for her about her career when in reality, she could have done bigger roles. She could have been in even more Fish Mooney, anybody? She could have did more roles, been in bigger movies, but she put her career on the back burner for her husband. And y'all telling me she trying to browbeat this man. She just mistreating him. She's just horrible to him. She's a mediocre actress. Please. That woman was a mainstay in my home as a child, okay? Always saw her. There was never not a time where Jada Pinkett Smith, Jada Pinkett at the time, depending on what movie it was or what show it was, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jada Pinkett, however you want to address her, there was never at a time where a movie or a TV show of hers was not playing. Hey, Francine, I didn't know your wrench was gone. If one of the managing mods are in here, I think they could give you the wrench back. I'm not sure. If not, I'm going to have to do it after this. So, y'all want to come for her about her career and say she's a mediocre actress and that's what makes her a supervillain to y'all. Boom, knock that out the way because, listen, if you don't know her, never seen her movies, then you just too young. You don't know her like that, okay? Back up. Give me 50 feet, okay? Then we get to the point of Will in his book, just a few little things. Let y'all know he has a tendency to fall in love with his co-stars. Now, he said that in his book, and it's not a situation of, oh, Jada didn't know this. She's his wife. They've been together a long time. She knows these things. But we're just going to focus on, okay. I guess that's where y'all want to take it. That's where y'all want to say it. Y'all want to, okay. I'll just say this. He said he had a tendency to fall in love with his co-stars. He fell in love with Stockard Channing. And y'all think Jada didn't know these things? Y'all don't think she know these things? I remember in the early 2000s when I was watching E.T. and all the extra and Access Hollywood and them shows like that, when they would get on the Will Smith set, Jada and the children were always on set. Jada and the children were always on the red carpet with him. There was never not a time as a child I didn't see them people together. So y'all didn't think she knew these things? Y'all didn't think that when he sat down and wrote his book, there wasn't a conversation that needed to be had with his wife about the things that were going to be put in the book? Just like when she wrote her book, you don't think she sat down with her husband and, they had a conversation about the things that would be put in the book? Y'all didn't think that? Come on now. Y'all can't be that dense. So, boom, I'm going to knock that one out the way where y'all think, oh, she just said all these things in the book and she didn't say anything to him. She didn't have a conversation. When she got the 5 advance copies of the book to give to her family members, he was standing back there and cheering her on and was so happy that she got her book. He even wrote her a letter that said, had he read that book 30 years ago, he would have hugged her more. But now that he's read the book in this current time, he's going to do his best to hug her every single day. And welcome to the Authors Club. She deserves it. Sit back, have you a glass of Merlot, and relax. And that he loved her. But he being held hostage. She treat him bad. She emasculates him. She's a horrible person. That man wrote her a letter that was read on an interview by the interviewer to Jada that said, if he had read the book, because I'm going to have to reiterate this to the people in the back, because somebody out there ain't listening to me. Y'all don't hear me. If he had read that letter 13 years ago, he would have hugged her more. Once again, that's that, revelations happening. You starting to understand certain things about your partner's personality now that you are reading their truth. Now that you're reading their truth and you're hearing, how they felt in certain moments that, maybe you keyed about, or maybe you felt down about, or maybe you felt angry about. Now you are reading their truth and what they felt in that moment. And you see, oh, you know what? Maybe my reaction to that wasn't great. Or I never knew that's how they felt. Certain things like that. So once again, I have to sit up and give you this cleavage and tell y'all, because somebody in the back ain't listening to me. The man wrote a letter to the point where it was read to his wife. Because legally, the people still married. She said they try to reconcile. That's y'all business, not mine. I don't get a married folk business until, this current moment. And I'm still not a married folk business. I'm really talking to the people in the back who have lost their motherfucking minds. He wrote a letter saying, if he had read her book 30 years ago, he would have hugged her more. Probably wouldn't have done a lot of things that he did in their marriage, okay? But he's not going to tell y'all that. He would have hugged her more. And now that he's read the book, he's going to try every single day of his life for the rest of the time he has on this motherfucking earth to hug her. And possibly let her know that she is loved and she is cared about and how much he appreciates her. That's me just adding my 2 cents, okay? He probably about to be bumping Destiny's Child. Let me cater to you, this lady, okay? He let her know, I'm proud of you. Welcome to the Authors Club. Have your glass of Merlot. But she said, no, I can't have no Merlot. And I was like, well, I'm not a Merlot drinker. But okay. So he's been held hostage. She emasculates him. She hurt his feelings. She make him feel sad. She makes him, cry. He's a cake puppy. He a little baby bird that fell out the nest, and the mama ain't came and pick him up, and now y'all need to go pick him up and put him on y'all tit. Listen, pop all y'all titties out his mouth, because he don't need it. He's a grown man. He's an adult. Okay? He's an adult. They're adults. They know what they're doing. Pop y'all titties out of his mouth and let them grown people do what they gonna do. Because each one of them wrote a book. Mods, circulate that link. Go and get their books. It's on sale on my Amazon storefront. Okay, go ahead, get the books. Both of them wrote a book. They each got a book. He got a book called Will by Will Smith. She got a book called Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. And eventually, them people gonna write them a book together, and we all gonna get that book and still be talking about it. And might have to come back here and have a conversation about that one too, because y'all keep playing like y'all don't hear me. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with them people in their relationship. It's their relationship. They're going to do whatever they want to do. So, boom. Her emasculating him and talking about their marriage and, oh, she hurt him with this book, making her a supervillain. Boom. That gets knocked out the way, too. Because that's not the case. Talk about she holding him hostage and she make him feel bad about himself and blah, 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 blah. Now, while that wasn't the most mature thing, y'all ain't being mature either. We talked about August Alsina and how he talked too damn much. I just want to reiterate that he talked too damn much. And if y'all gonna have a situation, like if y'all gonna have a setup in y'all marriage where y'all each got y'all people on the side and y'all gonna do what y'all want to do in this open and honest communication, I implore you, please get people who not gonna talk. Make them sign NDAs. Because they talk too much. Now, I'm jumping around on, the points I wanted to hit in this. Because let's talk about y'all feeling a way about her talking about her best friend. Every time she's talking about Tupac, y'all got an issue with it. Every time she mentioned Tupac Shakur's name, y'all got an issue with it. Every time she say his name, put up a picture of them or just, dedicate something to him on, the day he passed away and on his birthday, okay, y'all got a problem with it. Every time she, she getting her feelings about that man, y'all got a problem with it. So let's get into that. First and foremost, that was her best friend. They grew up together. They went to school together. So if she wants to talk about that man, she talk about that man. He's gone. He not here no more. Y'all steady talking about him. Y'all stay talking about the man. Y'all like to dissect his lyrics. Y'all like to talk about the jail time he did. Y'all like to talk about the time he got, pew-pewed before, he passed away from pew-pewed in Vegas. Y'all like to talk about Vegas. Y'all like to talk about how that man is still alive and he in Cuba somewhere. Come on, conspiracy theories. Y'all like to talk about his mama. Y'all like to talk about that movie that was made about his life. Y'all like to talk about the time he was down with Death Row. Y'all like to talk about his acting career. Y'all like to talk about his relationships he's had with women. Y'all like to have conspiracy theories about what happened to him in prison. Y'all talk about a whole lot of motherfucking ish, okay? Y'all like to play hit him up first off in the click you claim, okay? Y'all like to talk about him and Biggie's friendship. Y'all like to talk about him and that, talk about the fact that y'all think that man that like to bop around in the music videos probably set him up. Y'all talk about, the friendships he had with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Y'all bring him up all the time when y'all want to make a point politically. Y'all want to talk about where y'all thought that man would be, had he not passed away as young as he did. Y'all like to talk about the moment Biggie's mama and his mama came out on stage down to the VMAs. Y'all like to talk about some performances. Y'all like to talk about his tattoos. Y'all like to talk about all the songs he dedicated to certain people, like Brenda Got a Baby. Song he dedicated to a little girl named Corinne and his godson Elijah. Y'all like to talk about the Dear Mama song. Y'all like to talk about when Janet had him get a HIV and AIDS test, which everybody should be out there getting tested if he's sexually active. Go ahead and get them tests. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Be adults about it. Y'all like to talk about that. Y'all like to talk about he probably would have had an Oscar, Grammy, Golden Globe, Emmy, Tony, all the awards in the whole wide world. Y'all like to talk about the man. Y'all like to put the man on t-shirts. Y'all like to talk about that hologram that they had performed one year. Y'all like to talk about people trying to sample and remix his music and ain't hit no nothing. Y'all like to compare other rappers to him. Y'all like to put the man on pants, cups, shirts, hoodies, jackets, bandanas, hats, socks. Did I say shoes? Shoes, bras, panties, boxers, briefs. What? Dresses, coats, Times Square, brick walls, appreciation post, think pieces, conspiracy theories. Y'all stay talking about that man. So y'all need to tell me y'all do all the things that I mentioned, but she can't talk about her best friend that she knew personally and that was in each other's lives. She can't talk about that man. Make that make sense. Because if my best friend passed away today, God forbid it happened, knock on wood, I'm going to be talking about my best friend. I would. If it felt like I want to talk about my best friend, I'm talking about my best friend. I've lost a lot of family members in my 25 years on this earth. But we're not going to get into the fact that I don't feel like I'm 25 years old due to a pandemic. We're not about to get into that. I've lost many family members. And there are times where I just talk about them because I miss them so much. Or there are times where I get down in my feelings because I miss them so much and they are not here. There are times where I'm hitting milestones in my life or I'm doing things that I know they would be proud of me for, and I know they're looking over me, but they are not here for me to celebrate with them. There are times where I get sad to think about that when I was in the 5th grade and I graduated from 5th grade, my grandmother, my great aunt, and my other aunt and my mother were like, well, we got her through the 5th grade. Now we just got to get through middle school, high school, college, and grad school. And guess what? I've made it through all of those milestones, and out of those 4 women, I only have 2 left in my life. So yes, I think about those moments. And yes, you get down sometime. And yeah, you might have a good cry and like, I'm tearing up now, but I don't want to. So you can't tell somebody who's gone through so much, who has lost somebody, that they can't talk about their people, because you can't. Really, if we want to get down to it, y'all shouldn't be able to talk about the man and make money off of his likeness or anything else, because y'all don't know that man. Y'all can't. You shouldn't be able to do it, but you do it anyway. The video she posted where they dancing around in the mall to parents just don't understand and they having a good time, that wasn't the first time that video was posted. She just posted it herself and y'all came down on her like a ton of bricks, and it's just like, why can't she talk about him? Why is it that she's not allowed to speak on someone she knew personally that was, at all intents and purposes, her soulmate? And y'all like, oh, that's not her soulmate. You can have a romantic soulmate, and then you can have a platonic soulmate. He was her platonic soulmate. That was her best friend. Her best fucking friend. You can have a platonic soulmate. Hell, everybody has a platonic soulmate. When I get down to it, I think me and my friend William are platonic soulmates, because time may pass, but we're going to come right back together like nothing else happened, and we're going to be talking on the phone like nothing else happened. And when we are able to link up, we're going to have a great time together. You have your romantic soulmate and you have your platonic soulmate. And whenever people want to talk about twin flames, now, do I believe they twin flames? I don't know, because I don't get down deep into there. Will I learn about it? Possibly. Your twin flame doesn't always have to be romantic. Your soulmate doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. It can be somebody who there's going to be there for you, who is down for you, who cared about you. So you telling me she can't talk about her best friend? Then when she let y'all know that he proposed to her when he was in jail, oh, that never happened. You got some white lady on TikTok talking about she's lying and I'm not going to let her lie anymore. First of all, this is black people business. See your way up out of it. Oh, she's lying. I'm not going to let her lie anymore. Oh, she's lying. He was with Kadita Jones. That was his soulmate. She was in the hotel room waiting on him after, he was passed away. Let's be clear on something. That man did time in jail. And I'm not going to express to know what that man was thinking during that time, because first of all, I wasn't thought about. I wasn't even a twinkle in my mama or my daddy's eyes. Okay? Not going to, say, what I was thinking about. Okay? I don't know what that man was thinking, but if you think a man is not going to propose to somebody that's their homegirl and been down for them and ride or die, come on, let's get married and write out this sentence with me. Hello. Come on, let's do that. It's a whole show about it. It's called Love After Lockup. And it's love during lockup. It happens. So for everybody who's like, that never happened. He was with Kadita. He wasn't with Kadita when he was in jail. They met after. They were only together, I think someone said 4 months. If y'all don't think he proposed to that lady to write out that sentence with her, please. Okay, I do believe it. When she talked about his alopecia. And hold on, let me go ahead and get the handy dandy trusty phone. Okay, I got 2 phones, not one. No, I don't have no plug and not one for the low. It's for business and business only. Hello. Where's that? Okay. I'm going to hit delete that because I don't need it. when she talked about his alopecia, and people are screaming on social media, and I'm going to get to that point. I don't think Pac ever talked about his alopecia, but he also looked really good with a bald head. But that was during a time and during an era that he just wouldn't talk about it. After he was in Northern California with police officers that beat him up, he started losing his hair, and his alopecia patterns were far more extreme than mine. Y'all know that man had hair, and then he had hair, and then the next time we really like see him out and about really doing his music thing, he had no hair. So I feel like she talked about it, and she thinks about a time of her friend. Like, I don't see what the problem is. And also, I want to implore y'all, if all the stories she talked about and, you know, the things she said about Tupac were fake, his sister is very much still alive. She could discount some of those things. If what she was saying about him were fake, his sister, who is very much alive in today's time, could discount those things. In the past, when she talked about him, when his mother was alive, she could very much, at the time his mother was alive and walking this earth, rest her soul, she could discount those things. Then we get to the point of, as we're going through September and, you know, the book is happening and we know about the book, and as we're working through September to get to October, they arrest somebody in his murder. That man been gone for a very long time. I think 26 years he's been gone. A lot of people in his life have been here and have passed on without getting justice for him, and now they have arrested someone in connection with his murder. You don't think that stirs something up inside of her to know that now my best friend is getting justice, now my friend is getting the justice he deserved all those years ago, and now we are here 26 to 27 years after, and now we are here? Quit playing with me. Quit playing with her. Because if it was you, you would feel the same way too. You would feel the same way too. Stop playing. Chat these. Ooh. Y'all playing games. Y'all playing games. That lady can't talk about her best friend, and every time she talk about him, that's a shot at her husband. How is that a shot at her husband? Them people was around. Will Smith and Tupac and Jada Pinkett Smith was famous and around at the same damn time. Okay? Around at the same damn time. I wish I had a Tupac story. I would be interviewing everybody. Okay? If there were no Tupac stories, Vlad TV wouldn't be around. Think about that. Anyway, they was around at the same time. Will Smith, Tupac, Jada Pinkett Smith, they was all around at the same time, all famous at the same time. Probably was in circles with each other, probably was at parties with each other, and either didn't know or met and was cool and like that. So y'all can't say, oh, she's making him feel bad every time she mentions him. So if her mentioning Tupac, who was her best friend, you know, makes Will feel bad, do y'all think him going on vacations with Cherie makes her feel bad? Or the fact that he would have never divorced Cherie, but she basically forced his hand? Do y'all think that make Jada feel bad? Because I think, you know what, I'm not going to say what I think because I don't know what her feelings are, but I'm like, well, if he feel bad about Tupac, she could feel bad about Cherie. And Cherie's still a living, breathing person. Hello? He did a whole post to Cherie about how she's a good mother and all that great stuff. Okay, hello? He had to check somebody over Cherie. That don't make her feel bad. Oh, well, excuse the hell out of me. Boom! We gonna knock that Tupac stuff out the way. She's not a supervillain. She can talk about her best friend if she wants to. If you got a problem with it, you take it up with your mom. And personally, if I had me a Tupac story, I'd be all over the interviews and I got who gonna pay me highest bidder. I want to tell my story. Highest bidder. I want to tell my story. I definitely want to tell my story. Now, Jada let y'all know back in the day, back in the gap, she was a drug dealer when she was a teen. She did. She let y'all know that. Here's the excerpt that Pop Crave got from the book, because I know Pop Crave got an advanced copy of that book, and y'all just been putting all the juiciest, messiest things, tidbits out there that y'all feel like y'all can find. So this is what Pop Crave had to say, and this is from her book. Because we won't get into that whole, oh, Jada Pinkett Smith reveals. We're going to get into that. I thought I was going to be a queen pin for sure. You can get caught up in the scenery. I was rolling with some really high rollers at the time. That's a whole nother Jada that would chase somebody down the alley with a switchblade because they stole $700, or the Jada that would sell crack cocaine and then get set up and two dudes come in with 9mm and she gets a gun put to her head. Y'all felt like she should shut up about that, and it's just like, why should she have to shut up about that? That was her life. She lived it. Hell, I heard a story about Jada chasing some man down because he stole her, like she just cashed her check. She was going to get her little something from the corner store, and he came and stole her stuff, and she chased him down. And her mama didn't know nothing about it. Her mama was surprised, like, what? And he was like, yeah, it happened. Why should she have to, once again, to all of y'all, shut up? Why should she have to shut up about the things she's revealing about her life? It's her life. If you want to write a book about your life, go ahead and write it. I don't think it would sell much because most of y'all lives aren't that interesting. But hey, go ahead and write a book. Everybody can write a book and sell a book now. Everybody can do that. I'm not guaranteeing people are going to buy said book, but you can write you a book. And let's talk about how y'all feel like, oh, every single day she's revealing something. Every single day she's revealing something. She needs to shut up. She needs to stop talking. Because I want to be right here when I say this, because I don't think y'all understand. Like, I don't think y'all have the comprehension skills. Jada is not revealing something every single day. Every single day, every single hour, 24 hours, 365, 24/7. She's not revealing something. She's not saying something. Because if she did, she would be on a nonstop press tour all around the world. And hell, I could get an interview with her if she was doing all of that. This is what's happening. Certain outlets managed to, if not on the mailing list, got an advance copy of her book. So now, all the blogs, all the people around the world and who got the advanced copy of her book, all the social media, like all the pages on social media who had that advanced copy of the book, read the book, went through, found all the messiest, juiciest details they could find or they thought was juicy and messy, and have been putting it out. Whatever they thought was going to spark some type of, interest in whatever they posted, they found it and they put it out. So whenever they're posting, well, Jada Pinkett Smith reveals, or she said this and she said that, it's because they've read the book and they've gone through the book and they've chosen what they thought would be the best thing to get them the engagement they want. And like sheep, like sheep, y'all flock to it and y'all follow it and y'all are eating it up like they want y'all to. And it's just like, well, we know who would drink the Kool-Aid when it came down to it. So no, and this whole I want her to shut up thing y'all have been, going on, and take me out the group chat because we're going to get to that too. She's not revealing something every single day. People have legitimately gotten her book, pre-ordered, advanced copy, whatever you want to say it is. I don't know. I don't care. Probably went down to the factory themselves and plucked them a book up off. The thing. Went down to their Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Brook Brothers, whatever you get you a book. Wherever books are sold, They got them a book and they have read it. Okay, reading is fundamental. And not in the I'm about to read you and read you for the filth you are because you're a loser. No, reading as in they got and they're not illiterate. They can read a book. They have comprehension skills. They can deduce certain things. They can break it down. They can understand what's going on. And they figured out that, you know what? Talking about Jada Pinkett Smith gives us the engagement we want and we need. And it's going to make us a lot of money with these clicks and these views. And people are really going to flock to us. That's what they've done. Now, if you want to get you a book, click the link in my live chat. Click the link in the description box. Go to my Amazon storefront and get you a book. Will and Jada's book. And when they get a book together, I'm going to put that on there too. Talking about she need to shut up. Hell no, she ain't gonna shut up. Personally, she ain't said nothing for real. Every time it's Jada reveals this and Jada reveals that, it's because they've read the book and they putting it out there. Some of y'all got to... Whew. I should send some of y'all to go right back to school because y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen whatsoever. No. We got rid of that point. So let's get into the fact that the hoteps are tapped in and say Jada is used as a tool to ruin the black family and the black love and all this stuff. First of all, y'all remember that show Black Love that was put on? Most of them people are no longer in a relationship. Relationships have a start and an end. A beginning, middle, and end. Some only have a beginning and a middle because they're still going on. But most have a beginning and middle and end because at some point in life, as people have been together for a very long time, or they've just been together, the beginning is nice. The middle gets a little dicey as people are starting to grow and change. And some people change for the good and some people change for the bad. And depending on what the other person can do with that change, as they're on their journey of growing and expounding their knowledge and changing as well, you might come to an end. That's just how relationships work. Now, the beginning is good, and the middle can get a little dicey. Like I mentioned before, people are changing, some for the good, some for the bad. It depends on what's happening with the other person as they're changing, some for the good, some for the bad. And in that middle, when stuff gets dicey, if they can work it out and they can come together and they can figure out what's going on and possibly get themselves into some couple counseling and really figure out what they want out of their relationship, they don't have an end, they just continue. So for the people who feel a way about us knowing things about the Smith family, whether it be by learning it from Jada, Will, their children, family, friends, co-workers, people that they've been with in other relationships while they've been married. August talking too much self because he talked too damn much. Know this. Y'all wanted to know this about that. Y'all felt like they were this elusive couple and you just wanted to know everything about them because they never talked about themselves. And when they finally get to talk about themselves, you find out that the couple you thought was the epitome of black love and what love is supposed to be in Hollywood and in real life, that you probably modeled your relationships after, that didn't work out. When you found out that they are just like everyone else, you feel away. And all I'm saying is, you feel a way about these people that you've held to a high esteem when it's just like, you don't know these people. Why are you holding them in high regard? You've never had interactions with them. You don't know them. Y'all have never talked. Y'all are not related. Y'all are not friends. Y'all are not co-workers. You don't work for them. They don't work for you. Y'all are not anything to each other. You've held them in such high regard. And the moment you find out they are just like you and the relationship is just like everybody else's, now you can't blame one person for what's going on in the relationship. You have to blame the black woman like y'all always do. And personally, I just want to tell y'all, if y'all feel like y'all hate black women, just say that so we can keep it pushing and move the hell along. Because nobody has time to be listening to you talk in circles about certain things. Nobody. But because y'all have held them in such high regard, and because y'all really want to know about their relationship, and now that you really, really, really know about their relationship, and you found out once again, and I feel like I'm talking in circles, and I probably am, that they are just like you and me, and they go through relationship problems just like you and me. And now that you just want to blame this woman and call her names and wish, harm upon her like y'all are doing on these social media platforms, I implore y'all to go get some fucking therapy. Because at some point you have to realize that something ain't right with you. You want to call her the villain because of that. Child, everybody got relationship problems. That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. While I'm talking about this, get both their books, get the link circulating. Red Table Talk will be returning in 2024 because while Facebook canceled it, they never really ended. They're gonna be back like they never left. Okay, hello. I want to talk about the relationship structure. A lot of people feel like, well, if y'all are doing all this, y'all should divorce. Let's be clear on something. These people have been together for a very long time. No matter how they started, no matter what the middle is looking like, they've been together a very long time, and they found what works for them. While they are working, based off what she said, to reconcile, they found out what worked for them. Why would I divorce someone that I've been down with for a very long time? At one point, I was very much in love with them. I have to find my love. He also doesn't believe in divorce, and she married him knowing that. So it's not like they would be divorced anyway. But this structure isn't new to people. This structure of we're living in the same home and we're parenting our kids because even though y'all feel like, oh, once your kid is 18, you don't have to parent them anymore, child, that's when the real work starts to begin because you are watching them possibly go through life. And I don't have kids, but based off what I've heard from the people who I'm friends with who have children, that's when the real work starts to begin because you are watching them go throughout life and you are hoping that they don't make the same mistakes that you did as you were growing up and becoming an adult. You too now have to really amp up with the parenting while also not trying to get in a business like that. So yes, they are still co-parenting. They have businesses together. They have a production company together. They are still producing movies and shows together. So boom, finances all together. On top of that, neither one of them signed a prenup because divorce wasn't going to be an option. So why would we sign a prenup? So we got kids involved. Nobody, even though the kids are adults, we're still parenting. We have business and finances involved, and we don't have a prenup. We have a big ass estate. If you go on the west, I'm gonna go on the east, and I see you when I see you. All these things. Once again, this is not a new relationship structure. A lot of people have this relationship structure. After years of being in love with each other, at some point, sometimes people fall out of love with each other. They still love each other. They're just not in love with each other. And they don't want to exclusively have sex with one another and possibly don't really want to be around each other 365, 24/7, all day, every day. So they have a structure like we're seeing now. We live in the same house. We probably live in different wings or we probably live in different rooms. We still communicate. We still talk. If we got businesses, we still, running at and everything. You got your person, I got my person. But let's be clear on something. When it comes down to when business needs to be taken care of, baby, we're a united front. When it comes to our children, we're a united front. If somebody in these, our outside relationships want to step out of line, you won't have to reel them back in. This ain't nothing new. Caucasian people been doing it for years. This ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Black people have been doing it for years too. I don't like, listen, sometimes people really just don't like each other, but I'm not divorcing you. No. Hell, this structure has led to a lot of Lifetime movies. So why would I divorce someone who, while I may not be in love with them, I'm still very good friends with them. We understand each other deeply. We can live on each side of the house or in the separate rooms. I don't care how that works out. Why would they divorce? What works for them works for them. The structure of relationships isn't something that's new. A lot of separated couples have done this. It's when people are moving out, people are trying to dissolve businesses, and you're doing different things that you know that it is truly over. But what works for them works for them. What works for them works for them. And you, as the public, can't yell and scream and fight and do whatever you're doing on social media or whenever you see these people telling them to get a divorce, because if this was your relationship, you wouldn't want nobody telling you to get a divorce. You wouldn't want people all up in your business, even though a lot of y'all overshare. Like, a lot. Like, y'all think she overshares? Hell no, y'all like to overshare. But y'all won't want nobody telling y'all what to do, so why should y'all be able to tell her what to do? If them people want to stay married, they're going to stay married. If people don't want to be married, they don't have to be married. If they didn't want to be together, if they still didn't want to be married, they would have got divorced a long time ago. If that man felt like he was truly and utterly done with Jada, he would have divorced her a long time ago, and they would have split everything down the middle 50-50 and probably had a real long, drawn-out court battle, if I'm being honest, because there's no prenup. They like what their relationship is. Her words, they're working on reconciling. Do I know that for a fact? No. Do I care if they keep going the way they're going or they reconcile? No, I don't care. That's not my relationship. But that does not make her a villain. That does not make her this supervillain y'all are trying to say she is. That does not work. Because in reality, if that was the case, a lot of y'all grandmas and a lot of y'all mamas would be supervillains too, because they too have had this type of structured relationship where I got my person on the side and you got your person on the side, and we just keeping it cute for everybody up in here. The only difference is they are truthful with their children and they are truthful about what their relationship is currently. They're not lying and putting on a fake act for the people. Y'all feel like, well, why are they walking red carpets together? Because we can. If you have a problem with it, you try to get on this red carpet and walk it better than us. And finally, if you wanted to stay out the group chat, you would really stay out the group chat. I hear a lot of y'all say, I want to stay out the group chat. I don't need to know about their lives. They're oversharing. She needs to shut up. Da 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 da. Let's be clear on something. If you don't want to hear from Jada, if you don't want to hear from Will, if you don't want to hear nothing about Red Table Talk, you don't want to hear from Jada's mama, you didn't want to hear from any of their friends about their relationship, their children, or anybody else, you would get on all your social media platforms and you would mute them. There's a way to mute them. You can block them on social media. You can mute them on social media. You would put their names in the mute words. You would mute them and mute anything that has to do with them. Y'all would do all of that, but y'all don't want to do that because just like the rest of the goddamn world, y'all are nosy motherfuckers who want to know everything. And y'all have FOMO. Y'all would have FOMO if y'all weren't in tune to what's going on and what this book is about to give and what things are being said and what things are being released about the book and about their lives. Y'all would have FOMO. If y'all were not tuned into the latest about Jada Pinkett Smith, y'all would have FOMO. So when you say, I want to be kept out the group chat, well, there's a way to be kept out the group chat, and I'm going to tell you. To be kept out of the group chat, all you got to do is mute everybody that's connected to them, and then go into your accounts for mute words, put in their names, different spellings, different iterations, anything that has to do with them, mute that too, and boom. Kept out the group chat. I want to be kept out the group chat. Stop making think pieces on there. Stop getting on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not calling it X. I know about Twitter. That's what their mama named them. That's what I'm going to call them. Twitter, Fanbase, Spill, Threads, and whatever else you can find. Stop getting on there and do YouTube, Periscope, Zoom, StreamYard, wherever else, social media platform, live stream, whatever you can get on. Stop getting on these social media platforms. Stop getting on these streaming platforms. Twitch, Amazon Live, all these platforms. Stop getting on them and doing think pieces about them and screaming and hollering and doing everything y'all are doing. And I'm going to debunk this, even though some of y'all should stay out their motherfucking business because it's black people business. See your motherfucking way out of it. Stop getting up on here and talk about something real. If y'all want to hear about them, then tune into what's going on in the world today. Tune into what's going on in the world with different countries. Free Palestine. Tune into the world. Tune into what's going on around you. Tune into your emotions. Get you some therapy. Tune into what your senators and your politicians are doing and actually get out here and do something worthwhile and be fighting over something that means something. If y'all really want to be out the group chat. Because at this point, it's given y'all want to scream and holler and feel like it's trendy to say, I want to be out of the group chat when you really don't. In reality, if you didn't want to be on social media and hear them, you get the off of social media and go watch some motherfucking news. That's what you can do. But since y'all not gonna do that, like this video. Since y'all not gonna do that, like the video, click my link, buy the book, do all that great stuff. Because y'all ain't never gonna do nothing else but be in tune to what's going on with Jada Pinkett Smith and everybody that falls up under her husband, her children, her businesses, and so on and so forth. Her books. His book, the book they possibly gonna do together in the future. If she going on a book tour, y'all probably gonna be sitting there in the audience talking about, oh, Jada, I love you, and Jada, you're the best. And then y'all gonna hop on social media and talk about her like a dog. If it's that serious and you don't want to be in a group chat, turn it off, get off social media, go watch the news. Go outside, read a book, work out, learn to bake some bread, learn to sew, learn to do hair. Learn to cook, learn to drive, learn how to raise your kids. Get a trade, get another degree, go on a reality show, watch a reality show, create your own show. See, there are a lot of things you can do if you really want to be out of the group chat, but you don't want to be out of the group chat. And listen, I don't care to be out of the group chat because, let's be clear, I'm going to be tuned in because I'm a nosy bitch, okay? I want to know. I'm going to read the book, okay? I'm going to read the book, and we're going to talk about it. We'll read both books, and we're going to talk about it. So I don't want to be out the group chat. But I also don't actually care, because in the grand scheme of things, this does nothing to me. This does nothing, like, their relationship and her book and his book and what's going on with them and that slap and her talking about Tupac and her revealing, like, people talk about Jada reveals when really in her book she talks about certain things in her life. All of that does nothing to me and has no real reverence for my life. I'm going to continue to live my life, and I'm going to continue to operate in the space that I operate in. Maybe I will learn something that will help me operate a different way or show up in a different way as life goes on. But that's what happens when you read books and gain knowledge. That's what happens when you read books and gain knowledge. So, in closing, if you really wanted to stay out of the group chat and you really didn't want anything to do with the Jada and the Will and the Red Table Talk and August Alsina and the children and anything else they got going on, you would block them, mute words that have anything to do with them. You would get off social media. You would stop following the blogs. You wouldn't be tuning into Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Tonight Extra, Access Hollywood, or anything else that talks about celebrity news, celebrity gossip. And you would pay attention to what's going on in the world around you and what's going on worldwide and what's going on locally and what's going, like, you would pay attention to all these things and realize that we are in a space of things need to change if you really wanted to be out the group chat. And with that being said, we was here to see if Jada was the villain or, supervillain or misunderstood. Personally, I felt like she misunderstood, but that's just me. If she is supervillain or misunderstood, that's up for y'all to decide. But personally, for me, she misunderstood and shouldn't get the supervillain title. Now, there are people in life that got the supervillain title, and they definitely are. And also, we are all villains in somebody's story. We all are. Everybody in the whole wide world is a villain in somebody's story. It just depends on whose story it is and who's telling it and, how you show up in it. You may show up as misunderstood. You may show up as the supervillain. You may show up as the villain. You may show up as the anti-hero. Who knows? But at this point, she's misunderstood in my book. She is. And I'm going to read a book. And y'all should get her book too. The link has been circulated many times. It's also linked in the description box down below. If you go to my storefront, the Brown Sugar Book Chronicles list is where the book is. on there. So, do what you need to do. Go ahead and get the book with my link. And with that being said, Jada's misunderstood. She's not a supervillain. If y'all really want to be at the group chat, you would take yourself out the group chat. And with that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't have no more to give y'all. If y'all liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you didn't like the video, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. Everything's linked in the description box down below. Wednesday, Jamie Foxx trivia, that's also been circulated. The link in the chat is on Wednesday. I will be here. Chasing Atlanta episode 2 review with me and Nola Reeds will be out on Thursday, pre-recorded, and then All Rise Messy Night Court is back, and Jada will be, on the docket, but I'm going to be on the side of the fence because she ain't did nothing wrong in my book. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if I have to come back, you better hope I don't cuss you out, because, child, Supervillain? No. Can she play a villain in a movie? Yes, but baby, that's acting. I'll see y'all later, and go and get the book, and, tell me if you got the book from my link. Okay, well, I won't know, because, I get a commission. Hello. But with that being said, check the description box down below for everything, and I'll see y'all. Hopefully I'll get stuff edited so I can put some stuff out to y'all tomorrow. If I don't do that, I'll see some of y'all in these YouTube streets. And if I don't see y'all in these YouTube streets, I'll see y'all Wednesday for game night. And y'all do too much. So, bye.